So, good afternoon everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
In today's class, let us discuss about two major disasters that has happened in the past. The first one is Bhopal gas tragedy and the next one is Chernobyl nuclear disaster. So, as you know, disaster is nothing but a sudden catastrophic event that occurs and it results in heavy damage to life and property. So, let us discuss about these two disasters in detail as a part of case study in today's discussion. Let's start with the Bhopal gas tragedy.
The Bhopal gas tragedy means it is the one of the world's worst industrial accident that was happened in the year 1984 in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh in India. So how did it happen? It means there was a chemical factory in Bhopal which was owned by the American company that is called as the Union Carbide. So there was a factory they used to make the pesticides. So, Bhopal gas tragedy, it was the one of the world industrial accident that was happened in the year 1984 in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh in India. So, how did it happen? In the sense, there was a chemical factory in Bhopal which was owned by the American company called the Union Carbide. So, there was a factory used to make the pesticides, which is the chemicals used to kill the insects. So, dangerous gas polymethyl isocyanate which was stored in the factory, and due to the poor maintenance and the safety of failures, a large amount of this toxic gas was leaked in the air. So, due to the leakage of air spread in those areas, many people, more than thousands of people were died in these cases, and many have lost their lives too. So, why did it happen? In the sense means the safety system of the planet which is not worked properly, and there was no proper training for the workers too, and the company ignored the safety rules to save the money, and as a result the gas leaked out when the water accidentally entered the gas tank. So this is the major problem for the Bhopal gas tragedy, and Akila will discuss about the what are the causes and the preventions.
So, as she said that the Bhopal gas tragedy was one of the worst disaster that happened in India. So, the major reason for it is the leakage of the chemical, that is methyl isocyanate from the pesticide, the chemical factories that, as she said, that from which owned by the American company. So, how can we prevent these kinds of disasters from India? So, first of all, the chemical factories, these kinds of factories should follow some safety and security rules, and also frequently check whether there is any fault or any kinds of any leakages are there. And then secondly, the workers should be trained as they know what to do at the case of emergency, and then the dangerous gases and pesticides should be stored in a temperature that is that they want to control, that which they need. And finally, the factory should not build in the places of schools and homes are there. And if we follow these kinds of activities, the disasters like Bhopal gas tragedy can be reduced, can be avoided, and the hazards can be reduced.
So, we'll discuss about Chernobyl in detail now.
Chernobyl disaster was a catastrophic nuclear accident. That means a major or dangerous failure at nuclear power plant. It was occurred on April 25, 1986 at the Chernobyl power plant, nuclear power plant in Pripyat. Explosion that was happened during a late night around 1:23 a.m. This happened in a reactor 4 in that factory. Reactor 4 means 4 nuclear reactor unit in Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Then as a result, this was a massive explosion and fire which released a large amount of radioactive materials into the air. This accident that causes immediate cause of death and long-term health issues like cancer and forced 1,000 people to evacuate their home. It remains the worst disaster in history.
The Chernobyl disaster, as my friend has discussed, it happened in the year 1986. So what it actually made, what was the effect of it? It is like, it has made a drastic effect into the human as well as the other living things. Immediate consequences which happened from this nuclear power plant disaster was like, it was like the iodine 131, the cesium 137 and the strontium 90 which got mixed up to the atmosphere, and it even polluted the air, water and the soil which was around that area. And what finally happened was like, it gave a lot of other health issues. Mainly it created a lot of cancer patients in that area. Around like nearly more than 6,000 people were affected with thyroid cancer there, and many other health issues, and even it resulted in the PTSD, which means the post-traumatic stress disorder. Since these radioactive elements got mixed up in the air, it made a lot of problem to the human which cannot even be identified at certain situations. So this PTSD and the stigma kind of issues, which took a lot of time for people to recover from such issues. And even today's generation also, this cancer patients still prevail, and even those effects are still going on. So how can we prevent all this? As like the thing which happened from the Bhopal gas tragedy, the same is the issue here also. It happened just because of the lack of human knowledge and their proper preparation. So everyone should have a proper preparation as well as a knowledge about how to handle such kind of situations, and it should be checked that in the future there should not be such disasters which will cause a lot of damages to the human beings as well as the other living things.
So, in today's discussion, we had discussions on two major disasters. One is Bhopal gas tragedy and next one is the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. So, both being huge disasters in the history. So, from this we have to learn that safety protocols must be strictly followed, and persons who are working there, they must know what to do and what not to do when there is a disaster, when there is emergency. And as human beings, we must know all these things, and emergency disaster management is a very important thing that has to be known by all of us. So it doesn't mean only for the industrial disasters. Even if there is a natural disaster also, emergency management systems and the response plan, we must be aware of that. So we have already discussed about the natural disasters like flood, earthquake, and we must know what to do and what not to do. So safety precautions are very much important, and we must ensure that this history doesn't repeat itself. Thank you.